PM on dated 2nd May 2023 in my academic counseling class of the managerial economics. Managerial economics MMPC010 is the code, and really it's give me immense pleasure to welcome all the my learners of the third semester. And the topic and the subject, as you know, the managerial economics. I think this today my first academic counseling class, and only the 7 learners still join. I hope shortly more learners will join, but I always request to all of you, be on time. This is the mantra of the success, because all of you pursuing your MBA, Masters in the Business Administration, and punctuality, time management is the very essential for a good managers. And definitely, I know all of you are busy in various tasks, but when you plan out very systematically, will got time for your self study. This time, all of you are investing for your bright career, for your good future. So you must manage time effectively and attend all the counseling classes on time. Myself, Dr. Sapan Asthana, academic counselor of the Indira Gandhi National Open University, Renal Center, Lucknow. I am going to discuss the fundamentals of the managerial economics today. As you all know, the managerial economics is a very important paper for the student of the MBA, Masters in Business Administration. All the economic parameters, all the economic pattern, um, you can understand well when you know about the managerial economics well. So I hope soon more students will join. But I'm going to teach you, because just 4 p.m. Uh, is my PPT is visible to you? Please confirm, dear
Yes,
learners.
yes, sir, it's clearly
Yes, sir.
visible.
Good, very good. The title of this paper is the managerial economics. Managerial economics in Hindi, प्रबंध की अर्थशास्त्र. I am going to teach you, counsel you as a academic counselor. Myself, Dr. Sapan Asthana, academic counselor, Indira Gandhi National Open University, Renal Center, Lucknow. Dear learners, you all know the broader classification of the economics is divided into the two parts. One is the macroeconomics, and second is the microeconomics. As you all know, the particular forms economic patterns, how company is going to produce the product, how company is going to determine the price, and how the firms various economic activities are going on, all are covered under the micro managerial business economics. The other names of this managerial economics is business economics, microeconomics, and you all know the macroeconomics is the macro level economic factors, like what is the inflation, how the business cycle and national income and etc. Means various economic factors that is not controllable for a businessman, and many times the micro level activities or the economic factors are controllable by the business owner. If I will ask you, uh, GDP, gross domestic product, come under macro or the micro economics? Who will answer? GDP, gross domestic product. This is the element of the macroeconomics or the microeconomics. Any learner, please tell me under which category this will come, the GDP.
So
For
macroeconomics.
macroeconomics.
Yes, macroeconomics. MACRO, macro, not in micro. Both learners' answer is correct. Uh, Today, about the course structure and learning outcome, we must know what we are going to study, discuss today. First of all, we will discuss the introduction, meaning, nature of the managerial economics, as you all study for every papers. Exactly what is the meaning, what is the nature, and what is the various conceptual thought, relation of the managerial economics to the other subject and the discipline. As you all know, the managerial economics and other various subjects are correlated. If I will say managerial economics is different from marketing, or I will say there is no any correlation between the managerial economics and marketing. Each you all agree with my this statement? Definitely, we will not agree, because all the papers, all the subjects are interconnected and correlated. The scope of the managerial economics, how the managerial economics work, role and the responsibility of the managerial economist as a business owner, the importance of the managerial economics, why the managerial economics is the important. As you all know, all the papers are the important, but when we talk in the economic perspective, the managed economics is really more important, because when you have money, then you manage all things. Traditional economics and the managerial economics, what is the difference, and how the managed economics is different from the traditional economics, and the limitations of the managerial economics. In the your course structure, in your syllabus, the managerial economics is divided broadly in the four blocks. One, the introduction of the managerial economics, all the introductory concept covered under this block, and block 2 is covered demand and revenue analysis. What will be demand from the market, and on the basis of that, how we are going to perform the revenue analysis. And third is the production and the cost analysis, the pricing decision covered under the block 4. Under the block 1, 3 units. One is the scope of the managed economics. Second, the firm, stakeholders, objectives, and the decision issues, basic concept and the techniques. And under block 2, demand and revenue analysis, demand concept and analysis, demand elasticity, demand estimation, and forecasting. As a learner of the MBA, you will study all these concepts under block 2. Under the block 3, the production and cost analysis, production function, short run cost analysis, and long run cost analysis. And last, block 4, pricing decisions, the market structure, barriers to entry, pricing under the perfect competition and pure monopoly, pricing under the monopolist and oligopolist competition, various pricing strategies, how price determined in the various type of the market. As you all know, monopoly, perfect competition, oligopoly, etc. So you must know when you all study these aspects, especially the block 1's unit 1, the what will be the outcome. First, to know the definition and the basic characteristics of the management economics. Second, to understand the goal of the management economics. And third, to understand the nature, scope of the management economics. And fourth, to highlight the relationship between managerial economics and various other disciplines and difference between the traditional economics and managerial economics. My dear learners, the development of the subject of the business economics is recent origin. It came into being in the early 1950s. Managerial economics and the business economics are the two terms which at the maximum times have been used interchangeably. If any person will ask you, is there is any difference between the managerial economics and the business economics? You will reply, no, both are the same, both are the synonyms. However, the term managerial economics has become more popular and has overcome the term business economics. As you all know, many times we use the various terminologies, but when managerial uh, managerial economics become the more and more popular. Managerial economics may be defined as the study of the economic theories, logic, and methodology, which are generally used to provide the solution to the problems faced by the managers in due course of business. When we talk about the introduction, meaning, and the nature of the management economics, we must know the management economics is thus regarded as part of the economic knowledge or the economic theories, which is used as a means to analyze various business problems for sound business decision. As you all know, for taking the appropriate, correct business decisions, we must have a good knowledge about various economic parameters. We, as a economist, must know what is the demand, what is the supply, how demand determined, what are the various methods of the demand forecasting. The managerial economics serves as a connecting link between traditional economics and the decision making sciences for decision making in business. As you all know, uh, decision making is one science. Each and one can tell me how the decision making is science. Anyone, any learner, please tell me how the decision making is science. No? Any reply? Uh, Management economics is decision making science. For replying this question, first you know what is the science. Systematic knowledge of anything based on the various facts, very systematic knowledge when we perform come under the science. So decision making is science because when you take the appropriate decision, you must follow the right path in the right way if you want to take the correct decision. Suppose you have not follow the correct path, then definitely your decision will not come correct. And when your decision is not correct, how you will prepare the policy? For the decision making in business, same happen. That's why the decision making science, the overall, we can say decision making science is currently fully depends on the managements. In the top or in the various management institutions, um, eh, focus on the decision making tactics of the MBA students like you. So you must take the decision on the correct way and fast. Fast decision important because if you will take the fast decision, correct decision, and implement on time, only then you are in the position to survive and win in the market. Otherwise, market is so tough. According to the dear learners, the Spencer and sorry, Spencer and Siegelman, the given the definition of the managerial economics, the business economics, managerial economics is the integration of the economic theory with business practice for the purpose of facilitating decision making and forward planning by the management. It means you all know the pure economics, as we earlier slide discussed. Basically, the pure economics is divided into the two part. One is the macro, and second is the micro. So this business economics is work just like a bridge from the traditional economics to the corporate practices. Means the various economic principles, economic theories that that are we are studied in the pure economics, we use in the economic theory, we use in the business practices for taking the appropriate decision. This definition given by the Spencer and Siegel-Man. According to the Professor Spencer and Shingelman, the managerial economics deals with the integration of the economic theories with business practice for the purpose of um, facilitating decision making and forward planning by the management. It means this is the bridge between the economic theory and the business practices. What is the exact challenge occurred in the corporate that must be solved by the what the various theories and the principles are available in the economics. According to the Joel Dean, the purpose of the managerial economics is to show how the economic analysis can be used in the formulating business policies. As you all know, various economic principles, economic concept, economic analysis given by the various economic experts. Uh, According to Joel Dean, this is important how that principle, practices, and analysis can be used for formulating the various corporate strategies. Corporate strategies means we formulate the strategy and we are going to implement in the organization for achieving the vision, mission, and goal and objective of the organization. That's why the managerial economics is very important because this use the various economic analysis, economic principles, economic theories to formulate the corporate policies. Dear learners, as you all know, suppose you all in my this managerial economics class, all of you are the great economist of the country. Not only the economist of the country, all of you are the business economist. It means you all are ready to take the decision in the corporate. It means you must be prepare yourself to take the decision what should be the price of the product, what should be the size of the plant to be installed, how many workers should be employed, what kind of the training should be imparted to them. These are various routine decisions must be taken by the business economist. First, what should be the price of the product? Before, what should be the price of the product? He take decision what the organization, what the firm is going to produce. This is more important. What the firm organization is going to produce. After that, you are going to determine the price according to the various market and various aspect. And what should be the size of the plant to be installed on the basis of your financial capacity. How many workers should be employed? What kind of the training should be imparted to them? Learners, there are the certain chief characteristics of the managed economics which can help you understand the nature of the subject matter and help in clear understanding of the following terms when we talk about the nature of the managerial economics. First, you know very well the positive or the normative. Positive economics is descriptive in nature. It used to describe economic activities as they are. Means this is the positive economics. Professor Lloyd Robbins says that the economics is the positive science. Managed economics, positive or the normative, while normative economics ensures judgments of the value. But managerial economics draws from the descriptive economics and tries to pass judgment of the value in the context of the firm. Managerial economics is mainly normative in nature. This nature of the managerial economics can be um, illustrated with the help of an example. When the patient goes to the doctor, he used to describe the problem he is suffering from. After listening to the problem of the patient and using his knowledge, doctor suggests prescribe him the medicine to cure his disease. Same in the case with managed economics, uh, it is descriptive as well as prescriptive. Definitely, the good economist generally describe the challenge, and after the analysis of the whole challenge and the actual economic problem, they give their recommendations on the prescriptions how these economic challenges will remove. So we can say this is the descriptive as well as prescriptive. And this nature, the pragmatic and the realistic, Mesoeconomics is pragmatic and realistic in nature. The principles of the managerial economics are made use of to find the optimal solution to the problems faced by the manager in due course of business, which may be related to the choice and allocation of the resources. Because the resources are scarce in the nature. The scarcity of the resources is very big challenge in the area of the economics. If I will ask to you, my dear learners, what do you mean by scarcity of the resources? What you will reply? Anyone? Scarcity of the resources.
Limited resources.
Good. It means always there is the crisis of the resources. It means there is the one limitation. If the demand of the resources is suppose 1000 ton, but availability is 5000, suppose 1000 ton, 500 ton only available. It means always there is the crisis. Many times this happen, the resources are not up to the mark. You will take the example of the our national level education system. All of you are pursuing your MBA, Masters in the Business Administration. For your information, my dear learners, as on date, only approximately 27 students is got opportunity to pursue in the higher education system out of the 100. Only 27. Means out of the 100 students, only 27 students are enrolled in the university or the higher education system. Means still 73 students out of the 100, they are not getting opportunity to educate them in the higher education. That's why the lot of many universities are established by the government of India, state government, and various private entrepreneurs are also entering in the higher education sector for establishing universities, institutions, for creating the educational resources. So more students can enrolled, and this gross enrollment ratio will increase. And you all know Indira Gandhi National Open University is one of the very big and open and distance university in the country, catering the need of this education in very effectively in good manner. Just you take this example, scarcity of the resources. It attempts to ignore the complexities of the traditional economics, but ensures the consideration of the fact that are important for the decision making, but ignored by the traditional economics. Thus, management economics helps to improve the functioning of organization. And the management economics is goal oriented. Management economics is goal oriented. It aims to achieve the objectives to the best possible extent, right from the very first activity undertaken by the organization. It focuses on the ultimate goal of the organization, be it the profit maximization, wealth maximization, or sales maximization. It means always the managers, always the economist, especially the microeconomist, focuses on out of these three. What are these? Profit maximization, wealth maximization, or the sales maximization. Being a management economics, wealth maximization is much more best, because when the wealth maximize, then automatically the path of the wealth maximization is profit maximization or the sales maximization. Sales increases, profit increases. When both increases, then automatically the organization's wealth increases. In the management economics, the economists try to study all the things in the detailed form. One thing very important, learners, the managerial economics is the applied science. Why this is the applied science? Because this here managerial economics attempt to solve the business problems by identifying the cause and effect relationship. Where the cause and effect relationship, there is the we can say the applied science principle, because the cause and effect relationship between the variables, if this is the cause, this will be output. Managerial economics also analyzes the effect of the change in one variable on the other. Suppose if one variable change, then automatically other variable, what the desired outcome must be changed. You will take the one example. Suppose mango, 10 rupees. The current price of the mango is 10 rupees in June, 15 June 2022, 10 rupees per kg. Uh, if this price increases from 10 to 100, definitely the demand of the market will also change. In the lower price, the more demand, more price, lesser demand. So we can say this is applied science also. Learners, you all know nowadays the economics is much more popular, because this paper, especially the managerial economics, uh, studied by the all the streams students, like mathematics, science, statistics, engineering, accounting, operation research, psychology, etc., to find the solution to the business and management problems. Nowadays, the BTech and MTech students are also studying the managerial economics, because they know how the technology invent, how that automation will come. But economic, for management of the economic factors, they must study this paper. And as on date, various statutory bodies of the education, they approved the managerial economics in all the major areas of the knowledge. The managerial economics is also found to be include the close relation with the statistics. Suppose stats and the managerial economics, very close relation. You will take the example of the trend analysis. By the trend analysis, you very effectively do the demand forecasting. When you know the stats, only you then you go for the demand forecasting. Suppose being an economist, you have no any good knowledge about the stats, then how you will perform the trend analysis? That's why the good economics must have the knowledge about the stats. Statistics uh, play the important role. Suppose average, mean, median, mode, and others. In the business, managers have to go with the estimates of the demand, market trend, probabilities regarding supply. Statistics is edge, an important tool, helps to study the various functional areas functional relationships, and also facilitate forecasting. And the correct forecasting is base for the production. Suppose if you do the right forecasting of your organization, it means what you are going to produce in which quantity. This is decided. The operations research is now largely used in planning and controlling business activities. Operation research in what is the shortest route to perform the things, what is the shortest path, but another various techniques. So we can say the operation research is also very important, um, importantly connected with the managerial economics. The various concepts of the mathematics that are used by the managerial economists are logarithm, exponential, geometry, algebra, and calculus, vectors, determinants, input output tables. It means the other subjects are very closely connected with the managerial economics. That's why many persons say the managerial economics is the art as well as science. Applied economic theory, managerial economics is which is applied in decision making process. Managerial economics attempts to link abstract theory with the managerial practice. Economics is also concerned with the problem of allocating limited resources among unlimited one. Basically, the allocating the limited resources among the unlimited one. This is the main knowledge of the economics used here. How we are going to allocate the limited resources. Resources, as my one learner very rightly quoted, always resources are limited. If I will ask to you, except the few natural resources, all the resources are limited. All the resources are limited. How you are going to distribute, allocate these resources among the unlimited wants and need and wants. Many times, all of you see one very popular quotes moving on various social medias. This nature fulfill your needs, but don't think this nature will fulfill your all wants, because want is in various luxurious things also come under the wants. So we must again go toward the sustainability and use the resources, especially the natural resources, very logically only. Then it is possible to allocating the limited resources among the unlimited wants. It involves the practical application of the economic theory and methodology to decision making problems faced by various private, public, and non-profit making organizations, and it helps optimal decision making. Um, Decision making, what are the various options are available in front of you. You take the one option that you think on the basis of your knowledge, your various on the basis of exercise, that option is best, you take. That is the decision making. It means you select the appropriate option out of the available option. We can say the economics is an art. Just I describe how the economics is the art. Economics is the art because suppose you today all of you pursuing your MBA. If today you will go in Bombay Stock Exchange or in any industrial place, um, I instruct to all of you, you go and take the various decisions like demand, supply, production, and various small or what is the routine decision you will take. When you started your career, you will see earlier time you will take many decisions, but the percentage of wrong or your decision not correct is much more in the earlier days. But when the time passed, you will frequently, you will regularly, you will very after working in the good manner practice, when you will take decision, automatically, my dear learners, you will become the master of taking the good decision on the same thing. That is the various economic factors. Suppose uh, um, today you want to take decision from which bank you will take the finance for expansion of your unit, and after the 10 year when you will take the decision, you will find what is the difference, because within the 10 year you know many aspect about the banks. So we can say the economics, when observed as an art, it is practical. This is art because it needs more and more and more practice. And if you do more and more practice, that is art. Yoga karmas kausalam. That is art. When you perform the your particular work or what you are doing in the very right manner, many times in very systematic manner, that becomes the art. So the economists, if perform their job in such a way, and this become art. And the various branches of the economics, such as the public finance, consumption, production, etc., provide the practical and the optimal solution to the various economic problems. It helps managers in the solving the various economic problems which they face in their day-to-day business affairs. The relation with the other subject, macroeconomics has been found to have a great and the deep relation with various other subjects. Macroeconomics has become rich by the interaction with the economics, mathematics, statistics, and psychology. The macroeconomics integrates the concept and methods from this discipline to provide the solution to the problems encountered by the managers. When we go for the various subjects like the economic with the mathematics, statistics, psychology, business finance, and etc., you will find more and more integration, bring the more and more good practices in the organization. Learners, when you study the management economics, you all uh, got the knowledge about the demand analysis and forecasting. This is a very basic, important aspect in the management economics. Production function. What is the production function? What is the role of the production function? What is the various mathematical equation? Cost analysis, inventory management, advertising, price system, resource allocation, capital budgeting, etc. All area covered under the managerial economics, and we can say all the economic aspect covered under the managerial economics. Thank you, my dear learners, for your patience listening and actively participating today's online academic counseling class on dated 2nd May 2023 on Tuesday. Thank you. Now, I request to all my learners, uh, you must ask the questions if you have in the from the managed economics, because your interaction, especially the economics, is very important. How the managed economics work, what you understand, this is the very important. Please, please. Okay, no issue. I will ask. My first question: one decision taken by the managerial economics organization is going to produce product or services in what quantity, how much we are going to produce, why the quantity is important in organization. Who will reply? Why the quantity is important in the organization? कितनी मात्रा में उत्पादन करना है?
सर अगर हमें पता ही नहीं होगा कि कितनी क्वांटिटी हमें चाहिए तो हम कितना ही प्रोडक्शन करते चले जाएंगे। अगर बाहर मार्केट में उसकी डिमांड नहीं है और हम बनाते चले जा रहे हैं, या फिर हम डिमांड है बना ही नहीं रहे हैं, क्वांटिटी नहीं है हमारे प्रोडक्शन हाउस में या एक्सपोर्ट हाउस जिसमें भी हम डील कर रहे हैं, तो हमें जो क्वांटिटी है उसका हमें कितना रेशियो रखना है या कितनी डिमांड है उसके अकॉर्डिंग हमारे पास उसकी अवेलेबिलिटी होना बहुत ज़रूरी है।
Very good.
And
Now,
also, sir,
yeah,
it
please.
will help
Yeah,
to determine the waste management of any raw material to
good.
produce the lesser amount of waste.
Very good.
और सर हम रिसोर्सेज यूज़ करते जा रहे हैं जो हमारे एनवायरनमेंट की है, जो भी हम एसेट्स कंपनी में लेके आए हैं, हम
Yes, to
रिसोर्सेज यूज़ कर रहे हैं
use
और उसका पैसा
to
लगता जा रहा है, हमारा
responsibly.
वेस्ट भी हो रहा है और ये है कि उसका कुछ रिजल्ट नहीं आ रहा है। तो बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट पार्ट है ये मैनेजमेंट का या ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का कि हमें पता होना चाहिए हम क्या क्वांटिटी हमें प्रोड्यूस करनी है आगे, हमें कितना रॉ मटेरियल चाहिए।
Very good. My learners, when you all interact like this, then you understand the basic and core concept of all papers. That's why I always motivate to my all learners, you must ask the question. Suppose when you know how much quantity you are going to produce, according to that you manage the various resources, of the production, under that capital, raw material, manpower, finance, under the capital this come finance, and you prepare your marketing strategy, you determine the pricing of the particular product after the review the market. So it is very important. If I will ask you why the demand forecasting is important, and is how you are going to do the demand forecasting.
सर डिमांड
मांग पूर्वानुमान क्या है और मांग पूर्वानुमान कैसे आप करेंगे?
सर डिमांड फोरकास्टिंग से का मतलब ये है कि अगर हम डिमांड फोरकास्टिंग तभी पता कर सकते हैं कि अगर पहले हमने कोई प्रोडक्ट बनाया तो हम उसका सैंपल या कोई भी एक लिमिटेड प्रोडक्ट को मार्केट में सेल करेंगे या कुछ ऑफर से हम लेके जा रहे हैं, और अगर हमारी डिमांड उस प्रोडक्ट की अच्छी है तो हम एक फोरकास्ट या एक लमसम अंदाज़ा लगा सकते हैं कि हाँ हम प्रोडक्ट इतना प्रोडक्ट बनाएंगे तो हमें ये फ़ायदा आगे हम इसका बनाएंगे तो हमें इसका लाभ है। इसी के हिसाब से हम डिमांड फोरकास्ट कर सकते हैं प्रोडक्शन में।
यस,
And also किसी प्रोडक्ट की क्या कितनी सप्लाई है, कितनी डिमांड है, तो उसके बेसिस पे वी कैन डू द डिमांड फोरकास्टिंग ऑफ एनी प्रोडक्ट so that resources are being used effectively and responsibly?
और सर डिमांड फोरकास्टिंग इसलिए भी ज़रूरी है क्योंकि अभी बाई चांस सर अगर हॉट वेदर है, हम उसमें ठंडियों के कपड़े नहीं सेल कर सकते और अगर कोल्ड वेदर है, तो उसमें हम गर्मियों के कपड़े नहीं सेल कर सकते हैं। तो उस हिसाब से फोरकास्ट करके वो जो डिमांड होती है, उसकी सप्लाई करनी ज़रूरी होती है, इसीलिए डिमांड फोरकास्टिंग ज़रूरी है।
So basically
Demand
everything is directly
forecasting.
proportional to each other.
Yes, both are the correct. Very logically, all the learners are very accurately and good manner reply. Suppose nowadays the summer weather is going on, and but you know very well, if you want to sell the winter clothes, then you need to work hard from the 1 year back. Suppose when the winter season come.
सर जो हमारा प्रोडक्शन हाउस है, सॉरी टू इंटरप्ट यू, वो 6 मंथ्स आगे चलता है।
Yes, yes, 6 month or
Because sir, I'm already working in an export house only in
yes,
garment
that's
exports.
why.
That's
That's
why I know
why I
this.
encourage to all of you. You must interact. Suppose winter season start from the November. In the November, all the manufacturing or the goods producer must come in the market. They start the marketing from September, August onward. Means this is the completely the process of the whole year, not for the particular month, for 1 month, 2 month. This is the whole year process. If I will ask you
सर यहाँ
learner,
पे हम कूलर या एसी का एग्जांपल दे सकते हैं।
cooler and if you want to give the cooler and AC, then cooler and AC manufacturer start working before 8 9 months. Suppose from March, April onward, the sales started. But they start giving the advertisement and publicity promotion from earlier. If I will ask to you, one macro economics element, that is the inflation in the you all know inflation, जिसको in the lay person हम कहेंगे महंगाई. How the inflation is going to impact any production unit, how the inflation is going to impact on production unit. किसी उत्पादन इकाई को मुद्रास्फीति जो इन्फ्लेशन है कैसे प्रभावित करती है?
सर मे बी डिमांड उसकी कम होगी तो जिसकी वजह से प्रोडक्शन भी कम होगा।
ओके, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल learners, you know, inflation means rises in price, and when the price increases,
डिमांड
definitely,
डिक्रीज।
when the price increases in the market, then automatically your product sell decreases, and if the income is not increases in same proportionate, then automatically the producers and service providers must understand how they are going to manage the situation. Sometime they increase the prices, sometime they decrease the prices, depends on the nature and the various aspect of the particular product. One my question from you all: what is the difference between product and service? What is the difference between product and service?
सर प्रोडक्ट तो जो हमारा रेडी प्रोडक्ट है वो मार्केट में आ गया। सर्विस वो है, हमने वो प्रोडक्ट खरीदा और हमारे घर में ऐसे एसी हमने खरीदा, वो प्रोडक्ट है, और अगर उसको लगना है, उसका वो क्लीनिंग होना है, तो वो एक सर्विस हो गई।
Yes,
जिसको
very
हम
well.
फील कर सकते हैं, देख नहीं सकते पर हम फील कर सकते हैं, तो वो हमारी सर्विस है, और प्रोडक्ट है उसको हम देख सकते हैं। टैंजिबल और
Yes.
इंटेंजिबल हम कह सकते हैं सर।
Tangible, intangible, जो सर्विस various other features also associated with the services like intangible, we can't separate from the service provider to the service, and ownership, never ownership transferred in the service. Suppose you use the Ola, but when you used during just you got the service, and later on after availing the service, again Ola book the next passengers requirement. So we can say various features associated with the service and product. This is the tangible in nature, physical in the nature, it required more and more space, and for the production this required very big machine, etc. Both are the two different natures activity. And last, my question to all of you. Question, suppose one word is the uh, macroeconomics, national income. What do you mean by the national income? What do you mean by national income? In the macroeconomics, later on you will study in the detail. This is the sum of the all the nations, and various aspect you will calculate. So in further classes we will discuss the inflation, on business cycle, national income, etc., how these are going to impact on your firm's various decision. And any other question you must ask, learners? All of you preparing your assignment?
Sir, already submitted.
Submitted, sir.
Oh, great, great, good, good, very good.
सर एक क्वेश्चन पूछना, एक
प्लीज प्लीज प्लीज
सर क्वेश्चन क्या सर, ये पूछना था कि पीपीटी आप कब तक शेयर करेंगे हम लोग को? हम लोग
For your kind information, all the learners, I already shared all the PPT to our respected ARD ma'am. First I shared the PPT and then I take your class. Already shared. I hope ma'am will share with you shortly.
ओके सर, थैंक यू।
आपको मैम भेज देंगी, अगर कहीं स्लिप हुआ है तो मैं खुद भेज दूंगा आपको, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। पहले मैं मैम को पीपीटी भेजता हूँ कभी भी किसी भी लेक्चर को लेने से पहले।
ओके सर, थैंक यू।
हाँ, थैंक यू, थैंक यू टू ऑल।
थैंक यू सर।
थैंक यू सर।
आई थिंक हमें नेक्स्ट एकेडमिक काउंसलर मैम भी आ चुके हैं। थैंक यू मैम।